Patch 2.1.32 is live on the advanced server, and it might be the update that finally flips the meta you thought you knew on its head. With major hero revamps, bold tweaks to classic picks, and system changes that shake up how we build and play. This one isn't just another balance patch, it's a meta reset in disguise. Whether you're climbing solo queue or preparing for pro play, you'll want to stay ahead of this wave. Welcome back to Mobile Legends News. Today we're diving into update patch 2.1.32 on the advanced server for Mobile Legends, and why it matters more than you might think. Every major patch doesn't just tweak numbers, it reshapes team compositions, item priorities, and strategic flow for the next few seasons. And as we're seeing here, 2.1.32 has enough changes that could force you to rethink your go-to hero pool, common bans and picks, and even map phase tactics. Because here's the thing, players right now are facing a huge challenge. The meta is feeling unstable, and that instability is not just one or two hero tweaks. With this update, there are major adjustments across heroes, systems, modes, and even equipment triggers. If you're relying on the same builds and the same bad lists, or even the same playstyle you've been comfortable with, you might just find yourself outdated faster than you expected. Take for example classic marksman or assassin lanes and even aggressive roam. These used to be safe bets, but now with hero shuffles and item tweaks, you might find your timing windows change, your damage curves altered, or even teamfight dynamics tipping in weird directions. And that's exactly the point. Adaptability is going to be the new meta skill, because when the patch hits live, everyone will be scrambling to readjust. The first ones to figure it out how to ride the new wave will dominate. The rest will be stuck playing yesterday's game in tomorrow's battlefield. So here's the key question we need to focus on. How do you adapt to stay competitive when the change is this broad? How do you scan the hero buffs and nerfs, pick ban shifts, and system tweaks, and then rebuild your roadmap for the next few weeks of rank climbing or scrim prep? It's not enough to spot one OP hero. You need to understand the ripple effects, what falls out of favor, what suddenly becomes viable, and how the strategic game around objective control, rotation, lane priority, and teamfight pacing shifts. Because if you ignore this patch and keep walking the same path, you'll get left behind. And by the time you realize it, you might be facing full-blown meta teams you're unprepared for. So let's break this down. Strap in and grab your coffee, because patch 2.1.32 for Mobile Legends isn't just your usual tweak a number here add a buff there kind of update. This one feels more like your favorite hero went under the scalpel. The item shop got a surprise fire sale, and everything you thought was safe got a gentle shove into maybe still viable, but tread carefully. Let's dive deep into the chaos and opportunity this patch brings. Take the marksman Clint for example. The devs gave him a cheeky twist. Every 4% bonus attack speed now converts into 1% cooldown reduction. If you've been building full attack speed, you're in for a pleasant surprise. Instead of just spitting out bullets faster, you can now fire more often, giving sustained pressure in mid to late game fights. Think of it like upgrading your pistol so you can reload faster without missing a beat. Mia also received a boost in mobility and damage. Her passive Moonlight Shadow now benefits from a higher physical attack scaling, and her ultimate grants a consistent 65% movement speed boost. Suddenly, Mia isn't just a late game farm queen, she's a lane controlling nightmare for anyone chasing her. For players who love patient laning and explosive late game presence, she becomes far more comfortable and threatening. Supports weren't left untouched either. Angela got what some might call the "will keep you relevant but stop overdoing it" treatment. Her movement speed per stack is reduced, skill cooldowns increase slightly, and her skill damage per stack was halved. But on the bright side, her ultimate shield is stronger but comes with a longer cooldown. If Angela used to feel like a roaming delete anything in your path hero, she now feels more like a precise safety net. Still vital but no longer a solo carry. And then there's the item side of things, often the hidden meta shifters. Queen's Wings now only triggers after taking damage from heroes. meaning that passive laning poke won't reliably give you the survived and fireback moments you always knew. Guardian Helmet no longer restores health when taking turret damage, so those cheeky tower dives for free HP regen are a thing of the past. Even the sub-modes like Hyperblend and Overdrive are making a comeback on the advanced server, offering players experimental playgrounds that hint at where the devs are heading systematically. All these changes ripple out to affect pick, ban, and team synergy decisions. Marksmen like Clint and Mia are looking stronger, and you might see Mia creeping back into standard picks due to her mobility and safer laning. Support players who relied on Angela carry style might need to pivot, while heroes that thrive in longer, sustained fights are suddenly more valuable. The meta is shifting from quick, bursty skirmishes to longer engagements where uptime and peel matter more. For item builds, this means Clint might favor hybrid paths combining attack speed and cooldown reduction rather than just pure crit, and Mia might itemize for mobility and early game power instead of waiting to farm for late game spikes. Angela teams now need more grouped play, as her utility shines best when centrally positioned rather than roaming alone. When it comes to different tiers of play, casual players will have a field day experimenting with off-meta builds and creative combos, while ranked players will need to adapt fast or risk being left behind. Ban priorities are already shifting, with buff marksmen like Mia and Clint appearing more often, and supports like Angela dropping in priority. Pro teams, meanwhile, will dive into micro adjustments, analyzing hero pools, item paths, and draft strategies. Tactical depth will spike, especially with timing-sensitive items like Queen's Wings and Guardian Helmet changing how objectives and team fights are approached. Think of the meta as a sailing ship. Patch 2.1.32 just changed the sails, rearranged the cargo, and tossed a wave at the deck. If you don't adjust your course and trim the sails, you'll drift. Clint and Mia just got turbo boosters. Angela got a smaller engine, and the item shop just moved the treasure chest a little farther down the map. In ranked, you're either the captain adjusting now or the passenger scrambling when the storm hits. Basically, patch 2.1.32 hits like a tidal wave, but the real turning point is all about timing and adaptation. The most anticipated shift, however, is marksmen like Clint and Mia stepping into the spotlight with stronger sustained damage and improved mobility, while supports like Angela adjust to more calculated plays. Imagine the ranked lobby as a chessboard. The first few days post-patch will be a chaotic mess as players test who still dominates, who stumbles, and which builds catch fire. The peak moment comes when someone finally nails the optimal combo. Say a Mia empowered by mobility items paired with a tank who can peel reliably, while the rest of the team maximizes objective control. That's when the meta wave becomes visible, and everyone else is either riding it or being swept aside. The excitement isn't just about individual hero strengths, it's about synergy, timing, and predicting enemy adjustments. And that's exactly what makes its patch feel like a mini tournament in every ranked game. The takeaway here is that patch 2.1.32 isn't just a balance update. It's a meta reset. Understanding hero adjustments, item tweaks, and team synergy early gives you a serious edge. Players who adapt fast, experiment wisely, and anticipate emerging strategies will dominate the new battlefield, while those clinging to pre-patch habits risk falling behind. So which change do you think will shake the meta the most? Drop a comment and tell us how you're adjusting your hero pool or builds. And don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell, because in our follow-up video, we'll break down the best heroes and item builds to crush the new meta in patch 2.1.32. Stay ahead, stay competitive, and ride the wave. Till next time.